In Massachusetts, women represent over 50% of the voting population, but hold only a quarter of the seats in the state legislature. A first-in-the-nation program at UMass Boston is trying to change that.
Don't preach to the choir. You know, that's easy, and that's oftentimes not the case, and that won't make for a compelling op-ed. Write the op-ed as if everybody has a different opinion than yours, everyone has the opposite opinion, and you're going to convince them.
These women are learning how to present public policy research to the media. It's part of UMass Boston's Women in Politics and Public Policy program.
The program itself gives them training in a variety of different areas. So they do the research methods module, they learn about the State House, they learn about lobbying, they learn about fundraising and all the other things that go into public policy issues. But they also build skills. So they build writing skills, research skills, they build speaking skills, all the things that they would need to move into careers in terms of public policy. And they get to build those skills in an environment that's really supportive.
The educational component of the Center for Women in Politics and Public Policy is just one of 4.
We have a research library that includes reports, statistics, information that women in policymaking positions at the legislature and in various government offices need in order to make informed decisions at the policy process. We also do research on those various kinds of policy issues, from criminal justice, reproductive rights, women in elected office, and we then promulgate those through policy briefs and brief reports to, again, inform the general public and policymakers.
The final component is called Connection. At this breakfast, students and women leaders gather to meet with Dr. Mary Frances Berry, chair of the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights, to discuss the politics of child care.
This is also another example of our effort to really give opportunities for women to come together, network, and make connections, and take those connections, bring those connections to our students, bring the connections to our alumni, and increase that pool of women who are actively involved and engaged in making policy-making decisions.
It provided me the opportunity to reach out to a number of women who either went through the program or somehow was affiliated with the program, so that I could talk to them or they can give me guidance in terms of what my next step should be in working in a political campaign or taking a job. I really felt like I had support, and that directly came from networking from the program.
Women just aren't groomed like men are to go into political office.
The university is proud of its overall effort to bridge the gender gap. Majority Whip Lyda Harkins is the highest-ranking woman in the Massachusetts House of Representatives. She's also a graduate of the Center for Women in Politics and Public Policy.
It was wonderful to spend a year, first of all, with women in a variety of fields who were politically active. That in itself was very stimulating. The other thing was that I had had it in my mind for a while to run for the state legislature, but I felt as though I had holes in my background, issue areas that I didn't really know a lot about, and I felt that I wasn't equipped enough to come here.
Majority Whip Harkins says Bay State politics are steeped in tradition, including the Good Old Boys Club, and it's up to women to break down those walls.
There's always a presumption that it's much more difficult to succeed here if you're a woman, and I just haven't found that at all. I have found a few things I've learned since I've been here. I've learned that you need to really ask for what you want, and I think women a lot of us aren't trained or socialized to do that. But I've found that if I had a particular project that I wanted to work on, or if there was a particular assignment that I wanted, that if I went in and asked for it and told why I thought I was qualified for it and so on, I really haven't been denied that.
The center is co-sponsoring a gubernatorial forum on May 9th at the University of Massachusetts. The forum will focus specifically on issues that are important to women. All candidates have been invited to attend.
The gender gap in Massachusetts has decided very many elections in the past. So the candidates know they really need to appeal to and be clear on what their positions are on women's issues. And women's issues are not, again, they're not just about abortion, they're not just about child care. It's about economics, it's about pensions, it's about the cuts in state aid to municipalities that are going to create layoffs. These are issues that are bread and butter issues for women.